Hello, guys. I'm going to give it just a couple of minutes to see who is going to join me today. And I know it's been a while, so we are going to make this quick. I'd like to say thank you, first of all, to the replay viewers. I know I will get replay viewers for the most part today. So I'm definitely going to make this quick. First of all, let me introduce myself again. My name is Kimbra. I am your passive income diva. I help business owners increase or make additional income with passive income. So I teach them how to make and create passive income, and that is through affiliate marketing, digital products, as well as e-commerce by way of drop shipping. So I want to thank those of you who are going to listen to me today and those of you who will listen in the future. I wanted to do something on a weekly basis called Wealth Wednesday. As you know, I am a business funding agent. I represent a company called Bail My Biz by way of David Allen Capital. And so I still get questions behind the scenes because during the pandemic, I helped several business owners with the loans and the grants that the government was so graciously giving out. And then located a company through another colleague that was offering business capital. And the type of business capital where you don't have to jump through hoops to get this type of business capital. And so what we're going to do is every Wednesday, starting today, we will give you bits and pieces of information on how you as a current business can obtain this business capital. I think a lot of people get it get it misconstrued as far as startup capital and different things like that. And so we are going to be here to give you the information that you need so that you can get your ducks in a row, right? Because we find out in doing this that a lot of our businesses, especially our Black businesses, don't really have it totally together to get the funding. And so I want to go live and thank you guys for joining. Whoever you are, say hi so I can speak back. So what we want to do is just kind of get you prepared to get your business, number one, started, get it going, right? And legitimize your business so that you can take advantage of business funding, or you can take advantage if we were ever to be afforded to get the PPP loan or something like that, right? Because a lot of businesses wanted it. Some got it illegal, but a lot of businesses wanted it, but was denied because they didn't have their ducks in a row. And so again, every Wednesday, we are going to give you some information that you can use, take back, apply to your business so that you can get the financial services that are out there, right? Okay, so as I told you guys before, I represent a company that basically has business funding for businesses that are already established. So if you are a business that are already established and you're looking to get funding, today's live is for you. And so we're gonna talk about part one, and then next week we will give you the rest of it. Okay. So to start off, let's just understand what revenue-based loans are, right? And how they differ from traditional loans. So revenue-based loans are financing options where the loan amount is determined, right, based on the percentage of your business's future revenue. Unlike traditional loans, right, where they rely on fixed rate interest rates and, basically your car, your house, a kid, if you want to give up one of your kids, and maybe your right leg, right? And we call that collateral. Okay. And that is basically the loans that you have to jump through hoops to get through the bank. Okay. So that is the difference between a revenue-based loan, which is what we'll be talking about in this series, versus the traditional loan. All right. So what type of businesses can benefit from this type of loan? Any type of business, any of your online businesses such as coaches, digital marketers, online retail, regular retail that has a regular brick and mortar, real estate, trucking, all types of businesses can benefit from this type of capital. Okay. And so what would be some of the reasons a company would need funding, right? And let me just say this, needing funding is not a bad thing. We look at it as, why do they need funding? Are they not spending their money correctly? Are they not using their money wisely? Could this be the reason why they need funding, right? But it's a part of business, right? We have the funding because we may need it, right? For instance, let me give you an example. I had a sugar scrub business years ago, and I'm not sure how many remember, but I have a sugar scrub business, and I was offered an opportunity to be included in a well-known subscription box. Okay. And I had to decline that offer because I didn't have the funds to produce the volume. Okay. So, and I'm sure some of you might know who it is. I won't mention their name. But at the time, they had about 14,000 subscribers. Okay. And then they were allowing Black business owners to, if they had a product, to include their products inside of their subscription box. And so I was talking back and forth to the department that was doing it at the time, and they had gave me the offer. And, I was so upset because I knew this was a great opportunity to get my business out there, but I did not have the funds. And at the time, I didn't know about business capital. I didn't know about business funding in order to seek to get the help needed. Okay. And I know that if I would have taken this opportunity and had the money to get the product for that type of volume, it would have just blew my business out the water. Okay. It would have just done something wonderful for my business. And so this is the reason why business funding is very important to business owners, right? It could take just that little bit of money that you can get that'll put you over the top. All right. And so basically that's a reason. Okay. Another reason can be payroll. Of course, if something is going on at the back end, maybe there's money tied up in the business. You want to be able to pay your employees on time, right? Because listen, come payday, they're not trying to hear nothing. Okay. And you shouldn't have to give them an excuse, right? You should have to show up for your employees on time. So that's another reason why business funding, right? Also, if you are expanding, okay, we get a lot of trucking companies that want to expand. They want to lease another truck, right? And so they've come to me with those reasons for needing funding. All right. So there's so many different ways that funding is needed. All right. So now that we know the basics, okay, let's talk about eligibility. All right. So again, this is a revenue-based loans. These are based on your revenue. So if you are just a startup, or you haven't you're not really making consistent money, these funds are not for you just yet. Okay. But we are here so that we can help you, give you the requirements, give you the criteria so that you can do what it is that you need to do so that you can become eligible. Okay. So revenue-based loans are accessible to, of course, small business that may not meet the requirements of the traditional lenders. Remember, we talked about the bank earlier, where they want you to give a right arm, a left arm, a child, your house, your car, and everything in order to get you some money, right? Because they want to know that you're going to either pay that money back or they're coming to get your child that you gave up for collateral. All right. And so, we make it just a little bit easier for those of you who like the money. All right. So the loan structure is another crucial aspect, right? So typically the percentage, now with the revenue-based loans, they do, certain percentages, and the percentages vary, right? Because it depends on how much you're bringing in on a monthly basis. And so the payback also, of course, how much we are lending, right? How much you're getting as far as capital is concerned. And so when people ask me, what is a percentage, I can't give you a particular percentage. Of course, it starts from 1% and it goes on up, right? And so basically, you won't know what the actual percentage is until you get what we call a pre-approval, which takes about 5 minutes for you to be pre-approved. They just ask you like a couple of questions, like how much do you bring in, maybe for the last 3 months, do you have a business banking, or so on and so forth. Because we have two options. We have an option for those businesses that have an LLC, or those businesses that are registered. And then we have an option for independent contractors, which is what we call gig workers. So any type of ride share, anybody that, don't have a business bank account, and you may have a bank account just in your name. And we'll talk more about that in the upcoming weeks. But today we just kind of wanted to give you an overview of the business funding, what it is, and who is for the most part, okay? Because I get a lot of people that hit me up wanting information on funding for startups. Now, I'm definitely going to look into that to see if I can, partner with a company that, can give you funding for a startup. But as of right now, we are just presenting the revenue-based loans, and these are for companies that have already been established at least 6 months in the game. Okay, at least 6 months in the game. So next week, what we'll do is we'll come back again for 10 or 15 minutes to talk about, the in-depth eligibility of, what you need to have in place in order to be eligible for a loan. All right. And then we'll talk about applying for a loan and different things like that. And so I just wanted to come on again, just to kind of get things rolling, get you guys to let you know that we will be back here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. to give you the information that you need in order to get the financial services. Now, we not only offer the business capital loan, right? We also offer line of credit. All right. A line of credit. You just take what you need, you pay back based on what you use, right? So that money is always there, right? Even with the loan, that is always there. You pay it back on time and you remain in good standing with the company. You can borrow anytime you need. And it's good to have that cushion, because things happen, money gets tied up, as we talked about earlier, or, you may have a big project that'll push you over the top. That'll put your business over the top. And so you need to be able to have access to funds that, can definitely bring you through. Now, as I was saying, we have other services beside the funding. We have the line of credit as well. We have healthcare. We have payment processing for those of you who want to start a retail business with a physical location. We have all of those good things that we can offer you. So again, we want you to meet us back here next Wednesday at the same time, so we can let you know exactly what you need to be eligible as a business for funding. And in the meantime, you can go to our website, which is www.bailmybiz.com. We posted the link in the description. You can go ahead and click on there, and you yourself can read about the different options that we do offer. We also have an option where for large businesses, we have a option where the employers can retain their employees, right? And we have those as well. So go ahead on the website if you don't want to wait till next week, and go ahead and read about it. But I wanted to come on and let you know we will be here every Wednesday. If you guys have any questions, even from what you heard just today, just go ahead and place those questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer. Also, there's a business opportunity. If you have a nick for helping small business, right? Then, talk to me. If you also click on the link, that'll take you to join. It's free to join, and you can become an agent as well. It'll give you all the information that you need. All right, you guys. Well, it was good being on. It's been a while, but I am definitely here to stay. So you guys can definitely meet me here again next Wednesday on Wealth Wednesday. All right. I will talk to you soon. Have a good one, you guys, and stay blessed.